All right, what's going on, everybody? Um, Happy Monday. We're about to go ahead and get into these trade reviews here today. Um, so this will be a really quick, just little recap for you guys for what happened to today. Um, Not the most exciting day. We, had a little bit of movement here and there, but nothing too great. I think everybody's still, hyped up off of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock and everything. But, anyways, let's just go ahead and get into it. I mean, today was a pretty easy laid back day for a lot of you guys to probably make some money. Um, the watch list, spot on. And in fact, this video here, I'm gonna just kind of pretty much go over the watch list. I'll go over my trade with DATS, um, and made like 250 today. It wasn't nothing extravagant, but I mainly wanted to touch on the watch list for those of you who did it. Easy money for you there. Um, I wasn't able to really kind of get into it because I was having issues this morning, technical difficulties. I don't know what the heck is going on. And now my printer and stuff is working. It's a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, I was only able to quickly get into DATS, and I mostly had to do that through the phone so I could jump on the computer again and, you know, take my profit and stuff like that. Posted it in the Facebook group for you guys who are in the group so you can check that out. But let me show you guys how you could have easily made money on the way up and on the way down today by just using the watch list alone. So let's take a look at the watch list. So here's, pretty much, March 28th, first alert started off. Here we go. But last night, let's take a look at this. I told you guys to look at CLVR. It exploded out of nowhere on Friday. So congrats to you who caught that alert. And I told you guys if there's not much volume happening in there, do the 2-day play. If you're not familiar with the course and how to do this 2-day play, don't worry about it. But I'm gonna show you guys here. So hopefully you were able to find, shorts available to go ahead and 2-day play this thing on down. It's really easy. And then I said, watch HYMC. It had good movement after hours Friday. Things slowed down after that, but if momentum can carry over into the opening bell, just ride the wave on that thing. I mean, it's really easy. And then I just said, kind of keep an eye out for oil energy plays and Bitcoin's movement, so you can watch Bitcoin plays. And I just listed some tickers there for you to kind of keep an eye on. And we mentioned HYMC again. So you kind of had a little give me again, as you usually do. On top of that, you could have, traded any of the alerts. Really easy. All right. So let's take a look at HYMC. Well, we could take a look at DATS since it's already pulled up here. So DATS we got alerted earlier, and then I'll go into HYMC and CLVR. But DATS, they had a you know news article about metaverse advertising, NFT platform monetization. Obviously, NFT stuff is a little bit of a hype around it right now. So if you kind of pay attention to what's going on in the market, you could have easily caught that. Sorry, I was looking for the remote. Um, and that's a good catalyst right there for you. So we got that at like 5:02, which was like 8:02. So by then you're probably already looking at, stock, have it up on your radar, blah blah blah, right back here to the, initial spike. It's not doing much, pre-market, but mostly nothing was doing much in pre-market. But this would have been one of the ones you want to pay attention to. Where it should have caught your eye, of course, is opening bell. It popped up, pulled back, and here's where you probably want to start to get into it. Okay. Um, but again, that's up to you and your risk reward. Some people enter in different, some people exit different, depending on how you trade. Excuse me. That's how I was looking at it. I got in, let it ride up there, waited for a little bit of a pullback. It had a small pullback, and then it popped again, and I got out. That was pretty much it because the buying pressure started letting off. We were already, about an hour or so into the market, and I didn't want to push my luck because there wasn't much movement happening around in the market. So that's pretty much how I played that. Got a quick little 250. Can't be mad. Like I said in the chat room, it's Monday. It's still a lot left in the week for us to have opportunities to make money. But that's how I played that. Wasn't really no point in me trying to hold on to this for long. Um, it was a simple VWAP strategy to do, which was pretty easy. I just waited for the pullback to the VWAP. Sorry. Let it pop up, pull back, jump in on the VWAP, and just, hold until you get tired of holding. It's really simple. Um, but again, just kind of knowing which stocks to choose versus the other ones helps that out too. And make sure it's fitting your criteria. I didn't really care too much for KXIN, even though it had, some good news. Even by then, by the time my technical difficulties weren't giving me issues, it was already kind of in a rally anyway. So there wasn't no point in me looking there. But it was still a good eye catcher. I didn't touch Nile. I seen some people talking about it on chat rooms and stuff like that, but I wasn't really too worried about it. That was my main focus. So that's kind of how that went. Just wanted to review that one trade I took with you guys today. So, and I got out, I made out pretty well when I got out of it. So, it just kind of grinded the rest of the day, and now it's starting to fade off a little bit. That's what these stocks do. Prime example. Let's go into CLVR. Obviously, you know, marijuana stocks got hot last week because of the political news around it. Now, let's take a look at this. This is pretty much CLVR for, late in the hours, pretty much power hour of Friday, right? Then it did kind of fade off after hours. Now, what did I say on the watch list? Sunday night, you had around this time, I said do the 2-day play on this one. It exploded. It went well over 100%. So you guys know this, okay? When stocks go up, what do they have to do? They have to come back down, okay? Now, there was no volume in well, there was a little volume in pre-market for it. But even then, it's kind of telling you, hey, it's going to start to fade off. Especially if there's no sympathy stocks moving towards this, like, TLRY or SNDL, anything else that's not like running with it within that sector, obviously it's probably going to fade off. So, it kind of gives you the clear indication that, hey, things are starting to die down on it. The news came out. If you found shares are short, that's great. And you could have easily profited. Look at this. This is a pure 2-day strategy. And why is it? Because this is the second day of this after the stock has already ran up. And now it's just fading off. That's like the easiest way for traders to make money after stock has gone, parabolic, crazy. Just sit there and ride the pullback. Measure your risk to reward accordingly. But if you can find shares that short it, just ride it on down. There's nobody looking at it. There's no news articles circulating around it. So obviously it's going to fade off. And you have plenty of clear indication. So that's kind of how the 2-day play went with CLVR. And again, if you don't know the details of the 2-day play, it's all in the course and all that good stuff. Go look it up. All right. Let's take a look at HYMC. The other easy call. I told you guys, hey, Bitcoin is spiking today, or actually it was spiking last night. Take a look at it. I think it hit like its, high of the year so far, which was like 44 since, the year began, 44,000. But this one was an easy ride, you know. Um, and it could have been like, I would say hindsight is 2020, but I told you guys yesterday. Again, the reason why I didn't get into it because I was focused on DATs, and by the time I was done trading DATs, I had to go run around and do stuff. So I really have time to get in this trade and just kind of, pay attention. Yeah, I could have gotten into it and let it ride, but I wasn't really sure what my entry and exit was, so I didn't spend too much time on it. But for those of you that did, and a lot of you messaged me, congrats on that. No, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just going off of facts and, you know, my own general hypothesis. And that's why you guys have the watch list so you can kind of see what I'm looking at and come up with your own conclusion. But if obviously the stock is telling you, hey, I'm running, run with it. Not only that, but you got alert after alert after alert. Hey, HYMC, 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 HYMC. Look at HYMC. Even even NEGG had a good run too. But anyways, that should just give you some kind of indication to look at this because there are other traders who might be looking at it, or there might be something going on with it. That's the whole purpose of the alerts. You still got to know how to trade, but once you figure out what works for you, easy right up. This thing went from like 150 all the way up. It's still going. Is it like 260? That's a if you would have put $100 in it, that's a good $100 for doing nothing, just letting it ride all day. Okay, but you had an ample opportunity to enter this. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. You know how this goes by now. If not, Good practice. Um, so yeah, so I mean, easy call, not much, of a Monday that I expected. But again, you had the watch list to set you up pretty. All right. So I'm gonna get to work on the watch list for tonight. Send it out to you guys here. If you have any questions, message me, email me. But other than that, hope you enjoyed the day. Get ready for the rest of the week. We got what 2 more weeks until earnings season kicks off again. So get ready for that. But this is it. I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing day in and day out. Like I said, I'm not, complaining. 250 is 250, but we're gonna roll over and try to make some more money. All right. Until then, guys, stay green.